Jack 2 Studios, the development studio behind Night of the Dead, have recently released their 1.0 announcement release date and a brand new 1.0 trailer. And this trailer looks absolutely awesome, with so many new things coming to the game in 1.0. Alongside that, a massive price change, so if you do want to get the game, I'd highly recommend doing it now. If you are a fan of Night of the Dead, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more survival zombie content. If you're a fan of Bethesda titles, check out our second channel. The link is in the description down below. Now, if you don't know what Night of the Dead is, think 7 Days to Die, but hordes every night and a more complex building system alongside a much more detailed graphical game. Well, the graphics are a hell of a lot better, but 7 Days to Die has that beauty of those graphics. Whereas Night of the Dead is a bit more graphically enhanced. There's a lot more options of what you can do, and the base building and trap systems is a lot more detailed than 7 Days to Die. So if you do like 7 Days to Die and you're looking for something that's a little bit more complex, with a little bit more, not so much realism to it, but a little bit more depth, then I would highly recommend grabbing Night of the Dead. Now, Night of the Dead first released into early access on the 28th of August 2020, and now it is going to the full 1.0 release on the 31st of May, alongside the trailer that is in the background. There's also new DLCs launching with the game, which are all cosmetic. None of the pay-to-win stuff, just cosmetic stuff to make your character look a little bit different and look a little bit creepier. Now, Night of the Dead is also a PvP and PvE game, depending on what you want to play. With this update, you've now also got a much better chance playing solo because you can now recruit followers. There's so many things that are coming with the 1.0 launch. Now, since the game launched back in 2020, there's been a massive amount of improvements. I've been playing the game since it first released almost 4 years ago. Now, if you do want to check out some of the gameplay that we've got previously, we've got a whole playlist. There's almost 100 videos in there. That is in the top right hand corner now. Now, alongside all of the new additions that are coming with the launch, we'll go over just a few of those in a second. It is coming with a price increase. The game is currently £19.49, and it will increase up to $29.99. But that is in dollars, so I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be in pounds, so we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, I think even the price of 30 quid as it stands now, still in early access, is worth the money. The game has given me hours and hours and hours of gameplay, just wandering around, exploring and building some pretty awesome defensive structures. Now, over 2024, they've added loads of awesome things, such as the main story elements. They're finally going to be wrapping up the main story with the full release. Now, the story is pretty damn cool, and that is one of the main ways that you can go to actually get new recruits. So basically, NPCs that will follow you around and keep engaging with you. So they're doing a lot of the story polishing. They've got transmog, which is that thing for me. Part of the game is entirely confusing. Basically, you merge certain things and create weird shit. It's odd. I don't understand why they've added that. I don't really see the relevancy with it. I think out of everything on the game, that is the one thing that really does turn me off. But they've also done a whole host of new building mechanics, combat polishing, and added tons of achievements. So when the game launches, it will launch with over 80 Steam achievements. Now, at this current moment in time, there's no news on whether they're going to bring it to console. I do think they should be bringing it to console because there's going to be so many people that will want to play it. Now, at the time this video goes out, it does release just a day after. So I'd highly recommend checking it out now before that price increase. Now, when the game first launched, it was only a tiny segment of a map, but they've slowly and gradually increased that. And with the 1.0 launch, they're going to be adding a whole new underground section as well. Now, this is going to be in the form of sewers, and each area of the map is going to have 5 of its own sewer systems. Now, these sewer systems come into play because there is a hell of a lot of good stuff down there. If you've got nice equipment, you can get down there and get even better stuff. Some of the best equipment, obviously, other than bosses and some of the main factories that you could go to, which are pretty much story mission elements. They're harder to get to, and they've got some of the best loot to them, which you won't really be going to till late game. Some of these sewer systems will be dotted around, so you'll be able to go there and freely explore them to grab some of the best gear before you get to sort of the end game areas. They're also adding 4 new zombie kinds, such as this one here, the red crawler, then the venomous ironclad, which looks quite brutal. Then the Executioner, which I believe is a form of giant, same as the Ironclad. And then the Yeti, which is also another giant variant. Now, when the game did release, there were no giants in it, but they slowly started to add the giants, and now the giants are definitely some of the hardest things you will come across in regards to your base itself. Finding these things out in the wild, you can run away as quickly as you possibly can, because they will kick the shit out of you. But when it comes to base defense, having these guys come at you is fucking tough. So you will need to refine your base and make sure everything is firing and working in the correct order that you want it in to take down these enemies. There are many detailed aspects to the actual base design and base defense. So you can program how things fire, when they fire, what they fire at, and it makes it really, really detailed and really, really helps you plan out that strategic type. So, like I say, if you are a fan of the 7 Days to Die Horde, but you want more strategy to that, then this is definitely the game for you. There's also been tons of bug fixes, improvements, and reworks for this 1.0 update to make the game much more smoother and much more enjoyable, especially for some of those newer players. Now, there is already a nice detailed introduction, so if you are going into this fresh and you've seen some of the trailers and bits and bobs, it does look very overcomplicated, but it does ease you in nice and slowly, and you get to that complicated stuff much later on in the game. To start off with, it can be played very simply as a 7 Days to Die style game. Go loot, set up a base, and just enjoy yourself. But you can also get into that detailed transmorphic stuff and all of the other very, very finicky armor modifications, base modifications, stuff like that if you really, really want to. It's not essential to the game, but it can help at later stages. So overall, it is definitely 7 Days to Die-esque, but much more detailed and much more thoughtful. You have to plan out a lot of stuff with this one, and it's really, really enjoyable for that price tag of 30 quid when it launches. Even now at the 20 quid price tag, 100% worth the money. If you just want something that you could put 10, 20 hours into, jump on for 40, 50 minutes and play around with, highly recommend checking this one out. For now though, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap that one up there. Let me know if you do buy the 1.0 Night of the Dead edition. Let me know down below in the comments if you're looking forward to it, or you're going to check it out and see what some of the reviews go to when it launches to 1.0. For now though, I've been Wired, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more survival.